So the film festival or the documentary was mainly created to create awareness about our heritage. The main reason was to preserve it and to pass it on to our generations. And this was a joint decision by all the community leaders that we must have something on a format which can be passed on to the generations to come.
By putting this documentary together, we have found that there is so much information out there about our heritage. It needs to be digitized, it needs to be put together, collected and collated, so that everybody has access to it, whether you are Kenyan Asian, whether you are African Asian, so that everybody knows about our heritage. As Robin Sharma says, the world belongs to learners. If we don't educate ourselves about our past, about our legacy, about our heritage, then how are we going to be inspired about our future?
We as a Kenyan Asian, if we all unite together, our voice can be heard because we are prominent, be it any field, be it medicine, be it industry, be it corporate, you can name it. Any field and a Kenyan Asian will stand out strongly over there. Only if we unite as a force. Believe me, when we do, there's no looking back.
December 1963, Kenya attained its independence. To celebrate this, an expedition was put together to hoist the Kenyan flag at the highest peak of Mount Kenya, Batian. The team comprised of 12 members, amongst them a Kenyan Asian, Ravindra Sharma. In December 2013, Kenya celebrated 50 years of independence. A team of experienced mountaineers was put together to once again hoist the Kenyan flag on all the peaks of Kenya's highest mountain. Despite all the challenges that Mother Nature threw at them, they successfully completed the expedition and Kenya's flag stood proudly on the peaks. Nikun Shah, a trustee of the Mountain Club of Kenya, was one of the members of this expedition.
One of the main reasons why it took us longer was the weather. As soon as we started climbing, there was snow, a lot of snow, and so it's difficult to rock climb at that altitude with snow.
The fact that a Kenyan Asian was involved in both the 63 expedition and the 2013 one shows the patriotism we have for Kenya and the passion we share in its development as a nation in sports and social service, amongst many other fields.
The Kenyan Asians are believed to have first set foot on this land in 1890s. Some records suggest that they arrived at the coast of East Africa in the 1860s to trade.
Upon making Kenya their new home, each of the different communities set up community centers in order to preserve our own traditions and cultural identity, as well as integrate in our newfound home.
The more we move away from our homeland or from our ground, we tend to cling on to what we came with, and that is a big factor, which it's a human tendency to cling on to your old heritage, and that gives you a feeling of security.
A hierarchy in leadership was formed in order to give direction to the communities. Here they would socialize with one another, resulting in the preservation of their rich cultural heritage, which to date they still hold on to. As a result, the Kenyan Asian still holds a cultural identity. They would also interact with one another through sport, resulting in producing some of the finest sports personalities for Kenya.
A few years ago, we had a wonderful opportunity to participate in restoring the Karura forest. All Oshwals are Jains, and as part of our religion, environment is something that is very much enshrined in our religions.
Service to the community is the most important thing, because without the community you are nowhere. Whatever funds we get for the building, for the running of the temples, all this because of the community support.
Our community, they believe in settling and have a shelter of their own, and invest in the country in way of long-term incomes, and have their own homes, and for future for the children.
Anything we do here should benefit all Kenyans alike, without any discrimination. We feel that is the part and the role the community has to play. Since we have adopted, this is our home now, because 4 generations we've been living here now.
I would love and dream of seeing 5 of our best brains of each community forming a think tank, a whole caucus, all the wide community young people, the best brains in each field, looking at what our roles are for next 50 years.
We keep on organizing cultural activities, integrating the Indian community as a whole, not only concentrating on our community.
Our motto is that wherever you settle, call it home. Become the citizen of that place, engage with the people, integrate.
Our doors here is always open. The Gone Welfare Society always comes to us and they speak to us and they tell us, okay, we won't have a function. Even during the election, they were looking at the safe haven area. This club was open as a safe haven. We're always willing to help people.
The elders in all communities worked hard to develop the nation and also establish their families. Today, as senior citizens, they are recognized for their efforts, and their needs and comforts are looked after in all communities. The Oshwal community runs a successful senior citizens program.
They are the ones who brought us into this world. They worked all their life very, very hard, and having sacrificed their life for our betterment, and we are reaping the benefits of their hard work. And if we, as who benefited from them, do not look after them, then of course it's not worth living for life.
We always plan for the year in advance and plan projects on a monthly basis and to incorporate as much as possible for their entertainment and knowledge throughout the year.
The welfare has evolved for over the last 20 years, but today we've gone up further. Today we have a panel of doctors.
I have always thought that if you want to keep your culture and your religion, which is very important, they have to make sure that it is maintained, because this is the foundation of their being.
The Kenyan Asians start learning about their culture at an early age. This is how they have preserved it all these years. Organizations like Shishukunj are some of the avenues through which culture has been passed down generations.
Shishukunj started in Karachi in 1941. Right now We have about over 35 centers throughout the world. The basic concept of how Shishukun started was that during 1941, when the colonization of India was taking place, at that point certain schools had to close down. So our founder member, Indubai Dave, at the age of 18 is when he felt that he should do something that develops the child. With that, slowly it came into development that the only way to pass a moral to the child was through a form of a story. With that, the concept of Shishukun all grew up.
Children are taught about their heritage through games and activities. The children are the ones who conduct and organize these activities amongst themselves, nurturing talent and leadership amongst them.
In Kenya, we have a lot of Asian communities and sub-communities. In their own circle, they have tried their best to preserve what they can. It's difficult when you have the Western influence. At the same time, when you're trying to adapt the Kenyan culture, it is difficult to strike a balance, but I think we've done pretty well for ourselves.
A unique concept that the Kutchi community have brought with them from India is the mass marriage.
The community has been doing mass marriages for the past 19 years. Marriage is not a cheap affair, so not everybody can afford. The other thing is it becomes economical to try and handle out marriages together, helping. So the community decided after that first event to take care and year on year.
The Kenyan Asian has also been able to hold on to his mother tongue. This has been through efforts made at the community level to teach youth the language. In order to preserve their mother tongue, the Kutchi community holds Gujarati lessons at their community center every Saturday. These are attended by many children even outside of the community.
ગુજરાતી આપણી માતૃભાષા તો હોવી જ જોઈએ ને. માતૃભાષા બીજાની આપણે એડપ્ટ કરીએ તો માતૃભાષા તો મહત્વની જ છે. માતૃભાષા ના શીખો તો બીજું આપણા માટે બહુ હાનિકારક છે. વધારે ઇમ્પોર્ટન્ટ એ જ છે કે માવિત્રને જો માવિત્ર ઇન્ટરેસ્ટ ધારે બાળકોને મોકલે તો એ બાળકો આગળ વધી શકશે ને આપણી ગુજરાતી ટકી શકશે ને ટકાવવું જોઈએ.
The Kenyan Asians' culture is rich in song and dance. The Garba festival is still practiced with pomp and color.
Garba is a traditional folk dance that comes from Gujarat, and we've still maintained it here in Kenya. We play when we have joyous occasions. We have many functions in the temple. That's the time all play Garbas.
I believe music is one common bond that keeps Asians grounded to their cultural heritage.
Amongst the South Indian community, songs and rituals have been carried down generations and are still performed.
Along with the song comes dance. Girls are introduced to this art at a very young age, and it becomes a way of life for them.
The strong base which the classical dancing puts into a person is there to mold a dancer. The classical dance has a strong base which the children need to learn before they branch out to any other kind of dancing.
When the first people came to lay the rails for the railway line, in the evenings they would sit around log fire and see some of their own colleagues performing little sketches, theatre, to enjoy and to entertain each other.
Drama and theatre was also developed amongst the Kenyan Asians, with beginnings from the Indian Amateur Arts Society that dates back to the 1940s, followed by the Natak, who took center stage with entertaining cultural productions, and now Aperture Africa Productions is in the limelight with comedy.
Theatre is life itself. With this world, a big stage, and the master creator and director sitting up there, making you move all around.
Alauddin Qureshi's passion for theatre and the arts has left an imprint on the Kenyan art scenes. His contribution and dedication to Kenya's cultural aspects, media and theatre resulted in him being recognized as an ambassador for culture by the Asian Foundation. This honor was bestowed upon him by the third president of Kenya, Mwai Kibaki.
His history goes back. He started in radio a long time back. Not Trying to Be Okay is what it used to be called that time. And since then there's been no looking back, be it theatre, be it musicals, be it plays, be it any kind of, he loves art, he loves culture. I always tell him, I don't know why you're doing a full-time job, because this is what you love, this is your passion.
The community centers that the Kenyan Asians built had a significant positive impact on the country. They churned out talented sports personalities. Saud George was one such personality who represented Kenya in the Olympics in hockey and later on became a sports journalist. His biggest contribution to Kenya is the book he wrote, a book that not many know about, a book known as Kenya's Olympic Journey.
He compiled a book on from where Kenya participated in the Olympics. You're talking from the 1960s, and he brought it right up till the 1980s, okay? And what he wanted to do was have the book taken to the school children so that they could see what contribution Kenya has made in the Olympics and be proud of, their Kenyan heritage.
Mentioned in the book, Serafino Antao, another Kenyan great. He won the 100 and 220-yard race at the 1962 Commonwealth Games in Australia, making him the first Kenyan athlete to win a gold medal at an international level.
When I talk to Kenyans, not Goan Kenyans, nobody knows that the first gold medal was won by a Goan.
Today, playing sports is still popular amongst the Kenyan Asian communities. The Festival of Friendship organizes games amongst communities with the aim of fostering unity through sports.
We may be from different caste, creed, religion, immaterial, but sports is something which is common to all of us. So that's why this concept of FOF came in, Festival of Friendship, to celebrate, make in, so that we work out, compete within the communities and enjoy all of us to come together and unity. And the beauty about it is organized by all the communities participating.
Festival of Friendship aims to bring together people from different communities through sports and cultural activities. We find that the youth are very easy
to bring together as long as the project that they are doing is good. Besides sporting activities, we have done activities to do with team building. We have had football tournaments, we have had go-karting events, and now more and more we are trying to bring together these communities in different other fora.
Well, Festival of Friendship brings various Asian communities together to come, spend time together, play sports together. Not only that, it also creates sportsmanship spirit amongst people, and we get to see our community talent come out as well.
Besides the conventional games, the youth amongst the Kenyan Asians are now taking sport to greater heights.
Was one of the most successful years of my riding. I won every single championship that you can on a motorbike, and that's never been done before in Kenya. I also won the Soya Award. The Soya Awards is the most prestigious place where you can be as a sportsman in Kenya. This is because it doesn't just entail the motorsportsmen or the athletes or the football players, but it entails every single sportsman in Kenya. Everyone has a chance to be there. So to be recognized as a motorsportsman was in itself a huge achievement. It's never been done before. So to be there at that level in itself was huge, and to have won the award was, I would say, the most amazing thing that's happened to me in my life.
Going back in time, the Simba Union Club was built in 1943. It is a formidable fort when it comes to the game of hockey. The building of this club was the brainchild of Mahan Singh.
They asked the government to give them a piece of land, and they gave land near City Park, which was uneven ground. The pioneers themselves did all the work, leveled the